Hi everyone, I hope you're well. This is CoinsKid. Thank you once again for all the really nice comments that you give on the channel here. It's really good, and it's very rewarding to know that we're helping people and sort of giving people a level of support as well. So thank you for that. Thank you for all the contributions, and obviously most importantly subscription, and thank you for telling your friends and family. The comments we receive are really rewarding. Okay, it's really good to know that we're helping people. So again, thank you. We're just going to dive into Harmony 1 right now. We're just looking at the RSI. That's relatively healthy, that does, on the 4-hourly time frame just there. Okay, the MACD is starting to look quite healthy as well. It's starting to curl if you look at that. The lines are starting to curl. The histogram's sort of running out of steam there. Do you see that? Starting to turn a little bit biased towards the bullish side there. So you could see a bit of a recovery here, and that would be that second high, that would be that higher low that we're anticipating. And got our fingers crossed for here for Harmony 1. And I did say that potentially if it was to do that and sort of get a bounce and start to march through these EMAs, that could be a really good signal to go along, because that would be effectively sort of a ticket to on the spaceship back to that all-time high, which is currently from this position. You're talking that's a whopping 56% trade. But again, as I've said many times before, if you do start to get the recovery now, you're not going to get there overnight, and you've always got to be aware of the fallbacks. Okay, and that's why you've got this particular level in there, because if you do fall lower than this at 0.1185, then you are looking at a further sort of prolonged correction. Okay, not necessarily end of the bull run for one, it's just a more drawn out further correction and potentially pushing you down to one of those EMAs. I think it's the 55 EMA on the daily time frame. So always zoom out, okay? Always zoom out, yeah. So at the minute you are looking at that, it looks relatively unhealthy right now, okay? Because you are under the daily EMA, the 20 daily EMA, just there. And you can see push down, push down, push down, push down. This particular candle on the daily time frame right now is really indecisive, okay? But you can see the actual body there. You see it's lower than that. So that adds to the confidence that you almost effectively are forming a lower low, if so to speak, and you are sort of in this sort of downtrend. But looking at that, okay, looking at that, the worst case scenario is obviously you come down here and you fall through that. But I would expect if you was to fall down, there would be a massive amount of support on this 55. I'm not going to say it's going to happen, okay? I'm just making you aware of things that can happen if you was to see that further correction, because on the daily time frame the MACD does look relatively bearish still, okay? You are sort of pushed down. You see the orange line and the blue line, you're sort of pushing down, and that's sort of confluence of the fact that on the daily it is kind of struggling a bit. So do keep an eye on that, okay? Because you may see that potentially push you down on the daily under the 55, under the 20 EMA on the daily, contributing to the fact that you are sort of caught under sort of resistance, and it's just pushing you down, pushing you down. And you know what? It's healthy. It's healthy. And sometimes these projects need it. It looks bad and people are getting panicky and scared. But like I said to you, the only time to panic is when you start doing this on the EMAs, okay? That's the big sell and go to the beach signal. You're not getting that yet. You're not getting that. You're nowhere near that, right? So it's entirely up to you. I don't want to tell you what to do with your project or any of your funds or whatever. I just say what I see, okay? Try and bring a level of exposure to the markets for yourself, just so you can see what's happening, and levels of support obviously, and levels of resistance as you break levels of support and march on towards making highs and future resistance. So at the moment, outlook stagnant, basically stagnant, and unless on the 4-hourly, looking back at the 4-hourly, okay, look at the 4-hourly. The 4-hourly might actually save us here, because at the moment we are hitting that level of support, and we have been anticipating that particular level as well. We drop a Fibonacci on this particular level right here. You can see where we're hogging this support. So again, it's from the bottom, okay, because that's a swing low. That's the beginning of the new impulsive wave after you've had that corrective wave down, you see. So you've gone up and you've made a high, and then you've retraced, you've formed a bottom basically, and what you do, you're starting to pull up, starting to push back up to the all-time high right up there. Okay, so move that on it so it's perfect like that. So as you go up, you know, you hit resistance, you fall back as on support. But right now, look where you are, okay? Look where you are. You're sitting right on the 0236, just there at 13 cents, 013774, and you can see you've had 1, 2, 3 touches of it, and it's currently going sort of sideways. Okay, it's a bit indecisive. It could save us. And obviously, if it did, then that would be that higher low that we were anticipating and hoping for on 1, okay, because you've got the low there, and then you've got the higher low, and then you sort of get the recovery, and you start to march up, get through the EMAs, and start to march on and sort of get back up to that high, because if this was to bounce now, okay, and this was our recovery, it'd be good, it would be great, but you do want to see yourself getting above these EMAs, okay? So to get back above them, close above them and start marching on, because that would effectively start to pull these EMAs up, forming this bullish cross, okay, which is really good, and confidence to the fact that you are going to get that full recovery there for one. So I'll always make you aware of everything in the channel. So you could wait for that as confirmation before opening a trade, okay, because the full retracement trade there is 45%, but from this point right now the trade is roughly 56%. Okay, so you could, not financial advice, but you could say, okay, well, I'm confident we're going to get this recovery now. I'm feeling pretty confident. You could set yourself a long, and obviously set yourself a small stop loss, and then just go for it and ride it and hope. And obviously take a little bit of a loss if it was to go sour, okay? So that's how you kind of make money leverage trading there. So at the moment, MACD relatively healthy, turning healthy. Your RSI is in a lovely little level down there, to be fair, in 41. So it's looking relatively healthy for a sort of recovery now, and just get a bit of march on and a bit of volume. What is the volume looking like at the moment? See, there's no volume whatsoever. You got the volume there when you bottomed out, okay? It's like almost a capitulation event, and then the buyers step in. But immediately when you went up there, you got brought back down again. And there, you just need a bit of volume to come in, okay? You can see the volume's tailing off. It's tailing off. So you do need some volume to come in and just save you from losing this level of support, the 236, okay? Because if you do lose that, obviously you're just going to cascade down to this level here, test that, potentially fall through that, potentially fall into the daily 55 there. So I hope I've been concise, and I hope I've explained everything to you about one, and you understand what I'm saying right now, okay? If you was to start losing this 55, if you start coming down, you start losing the 55, okay, and falling through the 55, that's a relatively bearish scenario right there for one. But so far, consolidation, backtesting support, relatively healthy, okay, and hopefully you're just looking at something like that sort of correction and that reconsolidation event before you get that double bottom, so to speak, there, the V-shaped recovery there, so to speak, and you marched on, got above, backtested the daily again, and just kept marching on and took out that high there, you know, and that could be a scenario for one right now, where you sort of gone down, you're making sort of double bottom there, and you're going to adhere to this trend line and start pushing on and get back above the daily, back test it, the 20 EMA on a daily time frame there, back test it and start marching on and taking out this high, because we are in a bull market, don't forget, but we have got the anomaly of Bitcoin at the moment, and the trouble is with Bitcoin at the moment, it is toying with that high. If we take a look at Bitcoin right now, it keeps going up and it keeps sort of hitting its head and coming back down and going up and hitting its head and coming back down, and with that it's making a lot of projects just go sideways. Not all of the projects, but a lot of projects are very indecisive, okay? So we need Bitcoin to smash through that. We need Bitcoin to just take out the eye and get on with it, because if it does roll over, okay, then you are looking at that grander correction on the big scale of things. So I'll always keep you updated in the channel about everything that we can see and everything that we've got going on, okay? So stay strong, stay safe. Just potentially, you know, I'll give you a couple of trades here actually on the hourly time frame. Again, if you was to see yourself get back above these EMAs, okay, see a little bit of a bounce here, I've already gave you the long trade, okay, but if you start losing this level right now, then I would anticipate that you could open a short, okay? So if you start to lose 0.13774, I would expect that you would push down, because you've got nothing there, you've got no support between this level and the base. Do you see that? So you could effectively just see that big sell-off and that cascade and a retest of this bottom, so that in itself could be a really good short opportunity. So if you was to lose 0.13774, you could effectively open a nice short, and you will be looking at a 13% take profit right there for one. So stay strong, stay safe, and obviously stay tuned. And thanks again, once again, thank you for your really nice comments and everything you do to contribution of this channel. I'll always be transparent with you and always tell you how it is. Come on, one, give us a recovery here, because this could be a whopping trade. Fingers crossed, everybody. Take care. Bye bye.